Ladies and gentlemen, I just finished the book 1984 by George Orwell, and I wanted to share a little bit of what I've learned and draw some comparisons with what is happening today. In George Orwell's 1984 book, he talks about different ministries, the Ministry of Love, the Ministry of Peace, and all of these. So the Ministry of Peace, for example, concerns itself with war, and the Ministry of Truth concerns itself with lies and propaganda. And the Ministry of Love, is pretty much the opposite, just trying to force people. So in the same way, we have the Ministry of Education here in Ontario, and it concerns itself not with education, but with indoctrination. As a matter of fact, the Honorable Stephen Leahy, who's the Minister of Education here in Ontario, put out this tweet. He says, "Now more than ever, we are proud to celebrate pride. Positive symbol of acceptance, inclusivity, and respect. Hashtag love is love." So, obviously he's got to pay his respect to the Pride Party propaganda, and he's got to repeat the words. Now, if you watched the previous video, I talked about how the Waterloo District School Board, there's a school that sent out an email to parents with this whole love is love, and they're saying that love has no age limit as well, which is very concerning. And we're seeing this whole thing, love is love, basically erasing all limits. It doesn't matter who you love, right? Love is love. It's all the same, right? So this is basically normalizing, let's just say, behavior that shouldn't be tolerated between minors and adults. I think they're loving a little bit too much, if you know what I mean. So a symbol of acceptance, inclusivity, and respect. If you've ever tried to have a conversation with anybody in this movement, when it comes to acceptance and inclusivity, if you're not with them, then you're against them, and you should be dead, and you should be dead in their eyes, and you're a phobe, and you're a bigot, and you're hateful, and you want kids to die, and you're going to create genocide, and etc., etc. The list goes on with all the labels and the names. Inclusive, I mean, there isn't another group that has so many labels that they attach to people. Everybody's put in a box. Everybody has their own separate identity. They're all fighting for which identity, which label is the best, right? I mean, these people, not only do they exclude anybody that disagrees with them, but then they basically break themselves off into like a million pieces of identity that they can claim the victim and climb that victim hierarchy. And respect, I mean, give me a break. You don't even involve parents in schools. These guys are the opposite of respect. And the Ministry of Education, Stephen Leahy, I would describe him as pretty woke. And he obviously doesn't care. Now more than ever, we're proud to celebrate pride. I mean, not only is he proudful, but he's also arrogant as well. He clearly doesn't understand what's happening and the concern that parents are having, being taken out of the equation. Their kids are constantly being exposed to sexuality and sexualized with the materials that they have. Teachers are having sexual discussion with minors. They're bringing in organizations to talk with minors. They got books, they got materials. 30% of the school days are spent on some pride-related event. You got the whole month of June, for example. You got another full month, I think it's September, October, which is the History Month. You got Trans Awareness Week. You got a few of those days sprinkled in between. Bisexual Visibility Day. The list goes on and on. I mean, this is not just a month. And the federal government also said it's Pride season. So right now they added this season like 5 months to the season. It never stops with these people. People are getting tired. And the Ministry of Education is not going to stop because they're fully on board with this indoctrination. Parents are catching on and pulling their kids out of school. June 1st, from what I've heard from the teachers and parents, that roughly 40 to 60% of the students were absent. Check out that video. I'm going to put it in the link in the description. And, this is a huge win because it's sending a message that the Ministry of Education is deaf to. So I would encourage you to send messages to Stephen Leshy as well. Let him know that you're tired of this, and all this pride BS being forced on everybody. This is forced. You can't even say, just leave me alone. Because if you're not with them, then you're against them. So Stephen Leshy still does not respect parents, and he seems to be fully on board. And I'm going to link a video of him talking about it and how happy he is as he makes this pride announcement. And because this is political, because he is a political figure, conservative, there's no difference between these conservatives and the liberals and the NDP. They all push the same agenda. It's all left-wing. There's no opposition. The only opposition here are the parents. And we must push forward, and we are making a lot of headway and bringing awareness to it. Speaking of awareness, I would appreciate if you could share this video, because I am getting censored hard, and that's okay. But I do think that it's important for parents to know exactly what's happening. So share this video with other parents just to keep them in the loop, because I follow the school board closely and the education. So I want to let you know about what is happening. And I would really appreciate that. Until next time, take care.